Right now, somewhere in a drawer, there's a phone that refuses to die. You've seen the memes, you've heard the jokes. It'll survive a nuclear war. But here's what almost nobody tells you. That phone was built by a company that almost didn't the freezing Finnish river in 1865. Today, we tell you how. By the late 1960s, three completely different Finnish companies, paper, rubber, and cables, merged into a single corporate entity. They called it Nokia Corporation. On paper, this looked like a smart consolidation. In reality, it was chaos wearing a suit. Picture 11 different business groups, all under one roof. Forestry, rubber, cables, electronics, even a division that made television sets. It was less of a company and more of a corporate hoarder's garage. But buried inside the cable division, quietly, almost accidentally, a small team of engineers was chasing something nobody else in the building even understood yet. They were trying to cut the cord. Literally, they wanted to make a phone call without a phone line. In 1982, Nokia unveiled its first mobile phone, emphasis on mobile being generous. It was called the Mobira Senator, and it weighed almost 10 kilograms. That's not a typo. 10 kilograms. This wasn't a phone you put in your pocket. This was a phone you needed a car battery, a shoulder strap, and possibly a chiropractor to operate. It was designed for one place only, the inside of a car, wired directly into the vehicle's electrical system. And yet, this clunky, back-breaking kitbag monster was revolutionary. Because for the very first time in history, a phone call didn't need a wall, it needed a network. And Nokia had already helped build one, the Nordic Mobile Telephone Network, one of the very first cellular systems anywhere on the planet. The seed had just been planted. Fast forward to the early 1990s. Nokia is bleeding money, the Finnish economy is collapsing, and the Soviet Union, one of Nokia's biggest customers, has just disintegrated entirely. The company posts a loss of over $100 million. Investors are terrified. And into this mess walks a new CEO, a former Citibank banker named Jorma Ollila. Ollila looks at Nokia's 11 sprawling divisions, paper, rubber, cables, TVs, tires, and makes a decision that sounds, frankly, insane. Sell it all, every division that built this company for over 100 years, gone. Rubber, sold off, paper, cut loose, cables, TVs, tires, all liquidated. Nokia bets its entire existence on one single, unproven, wildly competitive market, mobile phones. At the time, this market is dominated by giants like Motorola and Ericsson. Ollila is playing poker with the entire company. On a hand, nobody thinks he can win. But here's what Motorola doesn't see coming. While they're busy perfecting analog technology, the world is about to switch to digital, to GSM, and Nokia, with nothing left to lose, throws every remaining resource into it. Nokia launches the 2100 series. Internal sales target 400,000 units. They sell 20 million. By 1998, the impossible happens. Nokia overtakes Motorola to become the largest mobile phone manufacturer on planet Earth. And then, in the year 2000, it releases the phone that will define an entire generation, the Nokia 3310. This becomes a cultural weapon, a phone so absurdly durable that dropping it down a flight of concrete stairs barely leaves a scratch. It sells over 126 million units. But even that gets dwarfed by the Nokia 1100, a stripped-down, ultra-cheap brick built for emerging markets. It becomes, quietly, without any fanfare, the best-selling electronic device in human history. Over 250 million units sold. More than the iPod, more than the PlayStation 2. By the mid-2000s, Nokia controls nearly 40% of the entire global mobile phone market. One nearly broke Finnish paper and rubber conglomerate, now sitting on top of the entire world. January 9th, 2007, San Francisco. A single man walks out onto a stage, wearing a black turtleneck, holding something in his hand that the audience hasn't seen yet. Nobody in that room works for Nokia. Nobody has any idea what's about to happen to the company that just spent 15 years conquering the planet. His name is Steve Jobs, and in his hand, he's holding a phone unlike anything Nokia or anyone else on Earth has ever built. Nokia is standing at the absolute summit of the mobile phone universe. It has no idea that the ground beneath it has already started to crack. To see how the indestructible giant was destroyed by a single device, make sure to subscribe to Empire Archives. The fall comes next.